Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to start the next topic, that is Fourier series. Up till now, we have studied about signals, systems, that what is signal, what are different type of signals, what is system, what are different type of systems, how to represent them, how to find out with the properties of the system. Then we have also discussed about convolution. Now next is Fourier series. After this actually comes the analysis part, analysis of signals and systems. So when we do say the analysis can be done in either time domain or in frequency domain. But generally it has been found that the analysis of signals and systems in frequency domain is much convenient as compared to in time domain. So there are different type of transformations that are available which converts the signal or transforms the signal from time domain to frequency domain. So people categorize that there are three types of this. One is Fourier series, another is Fourier transform and Laplace transform. But in actual sense, Fourier transform and Laplace transform or Z transform, these are the transformations which transforms the signal from time domain to frequency domain. But Fourier series does not do the transformation. It is just the representation of the signal. It does not transform the signal from time domain to frequency domain. But some of the books categorize this under transformation category. But you have to be very careful that transformation means when it is being transformed completely from one domain to another domain. But here it is not transferred completely, right? So let us define now what is Fourier series. So we can define Fourier series as that Fourier series is defined as the representation of a signal over a certain period of time in terms of the linear combinations of orthogonal functions, right? So Fourier series is the representation of signals over a certain interval of time in terms of linear combination of orthogonal functions. Now what is orthogonal functions? That is where if we talk about the vectors in mathematics, you have studied that the two vectors are said to be orthogonal if their dot product is 0. Same way in the signals, if the signal x1 and x2, they are said to be orthogonal over a certain interval of time t1 to t2 if x1 dot x2 integral t1 to t2 is 0, right? This is x1 t. I can see is 0. So then this is orthogonal. So if we can represent any period, any signal xt in terms of linear combination of such signals x1t, x2t, orthogonal functions, then we can say that representation is the Fourier series of x. Further, this Fourier series has one major limitation, that it can be applied only to periodic signals. So xt has to be periodic to obtain its Fourier series. For a non-periodic signal, Fourier series is not defined. So, but that is why in practical day-to-day life, the Fourier series has lesser utilization as compared to Fourier transform, because Fourier transform can be applied to both periodic and non-periodic, and Fourier series can be applied only to periodic signals. But in our day-to-day life, the signals which we deal with, they are mainly aperiodic because they start at some finite time, whereas periodic signal has to start at some infinite and go up to minus infinite. So like that kind of thing, it has to be very periodic, that it is everlasting signal. So practically Fourier series has lesser implication or utilization. Okay. Further, the Fourier series is also known as harmonic analysis of a signal. It is also called as the harmonic analysis of a signal. What do we mean by this? First of all, what is harmonic? Now, harmonic is that component of the signal which is having the frequency as the integral multiple of fundamental frequency of the signal, right? Now, what it means? Now, xt is a periodic signal We have discussed in first signals chapter that what is its fundamental time period, capital T, or fundamental frequency, omega naught, which says that it is the minimum T for which this signal is periodic. That is xt is equals to xt plus t. So that minimum value of time for which this is periodic is known as the fundamental time period. Now when this signal is represented as a linear combination of multiple functions, and then these functions, if they have frequency as integral multiple of this, that is 2 times omega naught, 3 times omega naught, 4 times omega naught, that component is known as the harmonic. And the integral n omega naught, that n, we call that harmonic, which is having the frequency n omega naught as nth order harmonic. So in electronics and electrical, harmonic analysis is very important. For any signal, we want to find out how much DC component is present in it, how much is the fundamental frequency component present in it, how much harmonics are present in it. Because if we know this, how many harmonics are present in it, what is the magnitude of that harmonic, which order harmonic is present in it, then only we can remove those harmonics. Because these harmonics causes a various different type of problems in different electrical and electronic circuits. Like in machines or motors or generators, it can affect their performance, efficiency. It can cause a lot of sounds, vibrations, other kind of things in electrical and electronic circuits. Even it can damage the electronic equipments. So that harmonics needs to be removed. So to remove that, we need to understand that in this signal, which harmonics are present and of how much magnitude. So these all things can be obtained if we can represent this signal in terms of a Fourier series. So that Fourier series, because it will tells us about the harmonics, their magnitude, their frequency and everything. So that is why we call them that Fourier series also as harmonic analysis. So that is the basic of what is Fourier series, what is how we define it, for which type of signal it is applicable, what is another name, and why it is important to us. So that is about the basics of Fourier series. Now next is existence of Fourier series. Do all periodic signals have Fourier series? No, it is not necessary. Yes, non-periodic signals do not have Fourier series, that is clear, but do all periodic signals have Fourier series? Again, it is not necessary. So what is the conditions for existence of Fourier series? So let us discuss that. So the conditions under which a periodic signal can be represented by a Fourier series is known as Dirichlet's conditions. The conditions under which a periodic signal can be represented in terms of Fourier series are known as Dirichlet's conditions. Alright? Now, what are these Dirichlet's conditions? It says in each time period, because we are dealing with periodic signals, so in each time period, there are certain conditions on the signal xt that should be satisfied so that its Fourier series can be obtained. So what do we say? In each time period, number one is that the function xt, or the function, or we can say signal, that is the one and the same thing. The function xt must be a single valued function. Must be a single value. That is, at particular t, it should be only one value of the signal xt. Right? So that is the first condition. Number two, the function xt the function xt has only a finite number of maxima and minima. That is, it should have only a finite number of maxima and minima in one time period. So in mathematics, we already have studied that what we mean by local maxima, global maxima, and minima. So that is this. Third is the function xt has finite number of discontinuities, right? Finite number of discontinuities. That is, it is continuous for some time, then it breaks and it starts again. That is the discontinuity. It is not continuously in one time. But again, that break and again starting, that discontinuity should be finite. It should not be that it is infinite number of discontinuities. And last and the most important condition is that in one time period, the function is absolutely integrated. That is, function over one time period, that is 0 to t, if I say xt dt is less than infinite. That this is absolutely integral. So these are the main four conditions which are required for any signal xt to satisfy so that its Fourier series can be obtained. Right? These conditions are known as Dirichlet's condition. Condition number 4 is known as weak Dirichlet's condition. As if any signal satisfies this, it means its Fourier series is guaranteed. That there will be a Fourier series will exist if any periodic signal satisfies this. And condition number 2 and 3 are called as strong Dirichlet's condition, because satisfying condition number 4, Fourier series is guaranteed, but whether that series is convergent or not, that is not guaranteed. Convergent means it is converging to some finite value. It is not diverging away and going to the infinite. So that is the case. But condition number 2 and 3, if a signal along with 4 satisfies condition number 2 and 3 also, so it means Fourier series is guaranteed as well as the series will be convergent. Convergent means that it will be not going to the infinite value. It will be converging to some finite value. Alright. So these are the conditions for the existence of Fourier series. So we will stop over here. In the next video, we will take up the different form of Fourier series. Then we will take up how we each form one by one. Okay. Thank you.